So as we do every year, it's about that time that we all start saying, I hope this guy is in the game next year. And that is especially common among my team heads more than anybody else. Players have been in and out of the game over the years due to licensing problems, and some just seem like pipe dreams at this point, like Reggie Miller for instance. I don't even know when that will happen. But that's why I wanted the people on this list to be ones that haven't graced 2K for years or ever, and the fans would be ecstatic to be able to have a chance to use them on the sticks. Starting from the top with possibly the most wanted name in 2K right now, B-Roy has been out here staying in basketball news even after his career as a player was cut short. These days he's leading high school teams to the top records in their division and casually being as great a coach as he was a player. And I have to say, when I first get into the NBA, it was around the time of his peak in like the 08 area. I didn't really know who he was at the time, but I knew his name, and by the time I truly learned the game of basketball and started watching more religiously, his time had already come. So now every time I look back at his highlights, I feel guilty for not being there to appreciate his game, because he seemed like a player that would have really resonated with me. If that wasn't enough, just imagine a MyTEAM dynamic duo of Dame Lillard and B-Roy. Y'all know why.
Here's Blake to Roy, this is for the win.
A 3 wins the series. It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Lillard, good! Good! And the Blazers win the series for the first time in 14 years!
Now, if you know who this is without me actually saying his real name, then shout out to you because you're a real one, and you're probably currently already nodding your head in so much damn agreement. Skip, while could be argued to be an NBA bust, is a name that kind of transcends the NBA. The And One mixtape tour is a term I know not all of you will be familiar with, but for those that are, imagine having Skip on the sticks now. With how fluid the dribble moves are now, with how you can be a dribble god, park god, whatever the fuck people try to aspire to be at the park. Imagine having Skip to my Lou on the sticks with that capability. If they could get my man White Chocolate on here, then this has to happen at some point. I want to feel like this is doable though, because although a bigger name in street ball, he did have his cup of coffee in the NBA with a solid few seasons.
And then get in the basketball, because a lot of good things will happen, not just with him scoring, but then also it open up.
Oh, man!
Hello.
Timeout in Barron's house.
No, if not for the people that want to just yam on dudes Kirilenko style, Barron deserves to be in 2K18 for the leagues of bandwagon Warriors fans that want to use him as proof that they've been watching basketball for more than like a year or two. He's kind of a bad memory for me personally as a Knicks fan, but dude was a bad boy in his heyday, son. That's a point guard that can intimidate you going into a game. Like at the pre-game screen, I'm kind of shook if I see a B. Davis, honestly. And just like B-Roy, this is a player whose team should be added to the game and not just the rights to use them within a specific mode. That Warriors Believe team might as well be in the game now because most of their cards are already in or already have been in my team before.
And not deliver the knockout punch. Here's Lou between the leg. Marbury
great effort.
For the steal. Shot clock at 8. Lou penetration. Knocked away. The Knicks have it. 30 seconds to play. Marbury for the tie. Oh, get out of town.
You definitely don't need to be a Knicks fan like me to be requesting this one at all. This one is for the culture more than anything. My son Starbury has still been balling his ass off all these years. In case you didn't know, over in China, he's about to get statues made in his honor and shit. Talk about being great wherever you can be, son. He literally went there and did what he can do and just owned the fact that, you know what, I can dominate this league. It's alright if I'm not over there killing in the NBA. But just like Skip to my Lou, Starbury would be an amazing player to include in the future because of the progress of dribble motions and pro stick capabilities. The fluidity of controlling your dribble animations is as great as it's ever been in 2K, and that makes players like this drool worthy for some of us, especially those that dabble in both Park and MyTEAM.
Arenas pops out. Can he do it again?
Agent Zero checks the clock. Gilbert for the win. Got another one! He is amazing! Gilbert Arenas wins the game at the buzzer for the Wizards.
Boy, you can see it happen once again as soon as it left his hand.
His crazy ass ignorant nigga Instagram antics aside, my son Agent Zero needs to end up in my team. Like, needs to end up in my team at some point in the future, preferably near future. This is the only person I've ever seen take a game-winning shot at the buzzer and before it even goes in, turn around and raise the hands. Like, do I even need to explain this shit, bro? I don't think the youngins today would truly understand how polarizing this man was. Outside of Kobe Bryant and ISO Joe Johnson, I've never seen somebody so icy in close game scenarios. It was habitual. For those of you watching this video and actually know of G-Bert's greatness, son, imagine being in a game of My Team Online, equalizer not on your side, game tied, 10 seconds left, Gilbert bringing the ball up on you. Yeah, nigga, I thought so. You don't want that heat.
I just start hearing little kids like, oh, this the ShammGod, this the ShammGod. That's like really like claim the fame. It's just a basic move like when you throw the ball out and you just running. Like you running naturally and you just pull it back. That's how you do the ShammGod. I think it would be the same thing with an artist with a blank canvas and he's just painting somebody's face and he just get the idea in his head and he just do it. And I just happen to do it the best, easy.
So last and certainly not least, as the honorable mention of this list, if there was ever a time to use the term for the culture, son, it would deadass be now more than ever. The youngins probably don't even know this name and some of the older crowd might not even recognize the name. But you know that move Chris Paul likes to do in transition or when he's taking bigs on the switch? Ginobili has an affinity for it too. The goddamn handle life master, mixtape messiah, basketball innovator, and one of the greatest players to never play in the NBA, God ShammGod. Yes, that is actually his name. There are only a few people out there that have basketball motions named after them, ShammGod and the Smitty, just to name a couple, and this one has traveled from EuroLeagues to the NBA to the Blacktops all over the country. What this man silently did for basketball culture is rarely ever talked about, and although this is more of a pipe dream than the Knicks winning a championship in my lifetime, it would be wrong if we didn't at least ask for it. So if y'all got to pick only one person to be in the next 2K, who would it be?